Okay, so I would like to first start out by asking all of you ladies to go ahead and mute yourself, except for Heather, because Heather is going to be the guest speaker tonight. And there's like a little button, like a little setting somewhere that will allow you to mute yourself. And I'm not asking that out of disrespect. I'm just asking, hey there, Dee, finally get
Hey.
Okay, so if you guys could just mute yourself, again, it's not out of disrespect. It's just so there's no noise in the background. Um, Heather and I will be speaking tonight. There is a chat box on the Zoom if you guys want to go ahead and type in any questions as we're speaking. You can definitely go ahead and type the chat in there or whatever your question is. I am hoping to have a large audience this evening, so as more people jump on, the boxes are going to get a little bit smaller. So, you know, if it gets to the point where it's a little too small, just as long as you're listening, that's fine. So I want to welcome you guys to this webinar tonight. It's going to be a really, really good webinar, I feel like, because not only do I have a lot of notes to give you guys, so I hope you have pen and paper ready and available to take your own notes. But we also have a guest speaker this evening. We're going to have Heather, who is on my screen. She's just to the left of me. So Heather, if you want to wave your hand so everybody know. Okay, perfect. So both of your speakers tonight are Heather. And she is going to go over recruiting because Heather and I have been following each other and talking for, I'd say, maybe a year, between 6 months and a year, I would say. No, wow.
It's been longer than that.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it was way before I even got injured. So it's definitely been a while.
We've been talking clear back to the beginning of the J word. That's all I'll say.
Oh, okay.
So both of us.
Okay, then perfect. It's been a long time then. Yeah.
Yes.
So her and I are really good friends on Facebook, and we have a lot in common. Not only are we both Heather, but we have a lot in common when it comes to the way we work our business. So I asked her to be on tonight so that she can give you ladies some information on how she prospects and gets people to sign up underneath her, because I know that's a huge concern of people, is how do you get people to join your company, to join your team. So I would like to thank Heather for being on tonight. I'm going to get started by letting you ladies know that I have decided to open up this webinar to the public, just this one. I normally don't open up my mentorship group webinars to the public, but I have allowed ladies to come on and out of the public, as well as invite their teams, because this is going to be a topic of prospecting, and I really wanted people to understand the value that our group has to offer, and I wanted people to be able to invite their teams to the webinar to maybe help them also as far as recruiting and building a better team. So I just wanted you guys to know that this is special for you guys if you're not inside the mentorship group. And I wanted to just kind of like share a little inspiration in the beginning with you guys. The number one thing, okay, that's keeping you from doing what you love is called resistance. And your resistance is like your fear. Okay, so if you're fearful of doing videos, which I would like to give a shout out to Miss Tara today, because she went ahead and did a video today that just brought her to tears, and she got out of her comfort zone, and she just went ahead and did it. So I'm really proud of Tara. So, you know, if you are fearful of something, you need to, the only way to get over your fear is to just do it. That's the only way to get over your fear. So I want you guys to know that your fear is your resistance. And your resistance is the number one thing that you were put on this earth to do, okay? So I wanted to start that out with this webinar. I wanted to start out with that because you were all meant to inspire people. That is why you are in network marketing. You may not realize it. You may not think that you're worthy of it. Some of you may realize it, but you are all in this profession to inspire people, either through your company, through your products, through your words, but you are here to inspire people, okay? So are you guys ready to learn what is going to separate you from your competitors? I really hope so. So make sure you have your pen and paper, and let's go ahead and get this started. All right. So tonight we're going to be talking about active and passive marketing, okay? So what is the difference between active marketing and passive marketing? All right, the number one thing between the two of them is, one, active is where you are seeking individuals to come into your realm of your company. So your active prospecting is where you are actively seeking other people to either buy your product or join your company or to join whatever program that you are involved with, okay? Active marketing or active prospecting is where you are writing you're either blogging or you're making videos, you are posting quote content, quote graphics. So no matter what you're doing, when you're posting on your social media or in your blog or on your YouTube channel, that is your passive marketing, okay? Because you are not actively seeking somebody. A lot of people, unfortunately, have the misconception that when they are posting on Facebook, that they're actively marketing. They are posting on Facebook and hoping that that is going to be their lottery ticket. A lot of people, when they post on Facebook, they unfortunately think that this post is going to resonate with somebody and they're going to just join like that. And it unfortunately doesn't work that way. Sometimes, on a very rare occasion, you will post something and someone will be like, you know what, I've been watching you long enough where you inspired me with this post. I need to get involved right now. It does happen. I've seen it happen firsthand, but for the most part, when you're passively promoting your company, you're planting your seeds. Don't you agree, Heather? You're planting your seeds?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to add to that?
Basically, like you said, the posting, the reason that we post is not to get a sale. It's not to get a sale at all. The reason that we're posting in those groups, like you said, is a relationship and to find that person that has that common ground with you. I could post one day and not get any action. I could post 3-4 times a day and not get any action. But then when I post the following day, I could find 10 people that relate. It really just depends on how I word my post. But it is going to come down to, do they relate to you? Exactly what you said. Have they seen you in there consistently posting? They're like, I keep seeing her. I keep seeing her. I just need to ask her about it.
Exactly. You know, like you said, it's developing a relationship. So the more people see your post on a consistent basis, that is when you're going to finally resonate with somebody. But the only way you're going to get people to resonate with you is when they see you constantly. And I'm not talking about filling their inbox with spamming messages. I'm not talking about texting them 3-4 times a day or even once a day. I'm talking about providing value to the community, and I'm talking about getting your name out there as much as you can throughout social media, because people, once they see you and they're like, you know what is this person up to? And then they see you again, and they see you again. And then one day they're going to be like, okay, I need to know, let me inbox this person. So that's the difference between active, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Active posting, active promoting, active prospecting, and passive perspective, okay? Because without the two, you're not going to have the success that you're looking for. I can guarantee you. You can be passively promoting all day long, but unless you're actively prospecting somebody, and that's where you build the relationship with people, when you're actively prospecting, okay? You know, in other webinars that I've done, I've went into great detail on how to actively prospect people. So do you have any insight, Heather, on how to actively prospect people?
You know, I do them both together, Heather. I just change up my posts, and what I do as far as actively is I am a lurker, and I go to people's timelines. Like, I think you and I, one time I'll watch you post, and if something's ailing you, or if I can help with whatever the situation is, you have to put yourself out there, and I will post on there, but it will not be my link. It will not be anything spammy. It's, oh my gosh, I hope you get to feeling better. Thank goodness I have this. It's helped me in, you know, so many ways, blah, blah, blah. So I'm doing both sides of it. I would say I do probably more passive, but mine are both together. I mean, if you're going to build your business on social media, it is a full-time job, and it is on all day long, doing both aspects of it.
I remember when you first talked to me about one of your products, and it was when I had got injured, and you seen how devastated I was. And I remember you messaging me, and it wasn't like you said, like, hey, remember I have this product? It was, hey, I truly care about your well-being, and the fact that you're getting ready to get married, you know, I might actually be able to help you in this situation. And like the way I explained it to Tara earlier, you guys want to remember, okay, and just forgive me as this is like the silliest analogy ever, okay? But your prospects are like some Swiss cheese, okay? You, as the person with value, are cottage cheese, okay? So your prospect is Swiss cheese. And you need to, or you could think of a leaky boat, okay? Your boat has holes in it. How are you going to be the spackle on your person's boat? How can you provide value to your prospects? And when you figure out the way that you're going to fill in that Swiss cheese with cottage cheese, you're filling in the holes or you're spackling the boat, when you figure out how you can provide value back to your prospects, that is when you are going to find success, okay? So what I like to teach people is to be constantly promoting value on your timeline, okay? Figuring out where your prospects are getting those holes in their business. Or, you know, I personally like to tell people, come and follow my Facebook Lives and then turn around and regurgitate it on another Facebook Live of your own. Because I tell you, the number one thing that network marketers are suffering from is not knowing how to build their business, right? So if you are constantly telling people, you know what, hey, listen, I just learned this, and you're actually able to let them know, hey, listen, I just learned something, and here is the solution to a problem. And they're like, wow, she actually provided some type of value. Let me figure out what she has to say tomorrow. And if you don't want to do it about network marketing tips and tricks, you could do it, say you're in beauty care. What is the 10 top things that people break out from? Or why do people like bath bombs? Or why do people like, you know, why do people have oily skin versus dry skin? You know, you can provide some value back to your community like that. And when you are providing some kind of value on a daily basis, like I like to tell people, start today and do a 30-day run. When you provide a Facebook Live and you are providing value 30 days in a row, imagine how amazing imagine how amazing your business would become. Because if you're doing 30 days in a row and number one, Facebook is giving predominance to Facebook Live over any other content that you're throwing out there, even over videos. So if you are putting Facebook Live videos out there, imagine how much reach you get. And the longer you're on your Facebook Live, the more reach you're going to be getting. When I go on my rant pages and I just start like talking about, drama-filled stuff, man, let me tell you, I get like 30 people in like 5 minutes, okay? So, but the longer you're on, and it's going to give you more reach, okay? And then the fun thing about it is when people start to like, comment, or share on that Facebook video, Facebook Live, now your content is now showing up in their newsfeed even more because they interacted with you. That's how Facebook works. Do you have anything you want to add to that, Heather?
Pretty much, well, you were fixing to go where I was going to go, which is that you will see on my page I don't provide a whole lot of value. I kind of leave that part out. But I do ask questions, or I create a poll. And if I create a poll in my group, I send that onto my personal page. And then I have people share that poll. If you're doing beauty and it's, have people share that poll so you reach more, and always try and drive them to your group. I never really did that, Heather. I never really did the VIP group. What I use my groups for is as well as I like ground floor. So when I start a new business and I am starting to prospect people and I'm doing the passive and the active, I want to not ever lose that contact or that customer. So if they're not ready to join the business or my product is not out yet, then I say, I have a group that I can keep you updated in. Would you like to be added? Sure, add me. I always drive them back because I don't want to lose contact, because there's so many people on Facebook that post in the groups, etc. They're not going to remember me. The main thing is you need to brand yourself and you need to be memorable. Be yourself, post funny stuff. Don't always be serious. I always say, which is in my notes, stay away from religion and politics on your timeline. If you're doing business, those are very touchy subjects, but that's probably about where you were going. I've just now started doing the Facebook Lives. I hated doing Facebook Live, but I have to do it for the reach. Now you pretty much need to post a picture when you're posting. If you don't post a picture now on your timeline with the Facebook algorithms, you're reaching less people. So yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you're starting the Facebook Lives, because I'm telling you, Mark Zuckerberg said about 2 or 3 years ago, he said in 5 years, Facebook is going to be predominantly video. And that's what he's pushing for. He is competing with YouTube. And it's just amazing how much that how far the reach can go with just a Facebook Live. So we went over active and passive, what the differences are. Now I want to tell you guys that blogging is really, really important, okay? That is one way that you can passively market yourself, but you can also actively market yourself, okay? Passively is through your blog posts, and actively is through your email list. So through your blog posts, you're passively giving people content, okay? You're providing value a couple of times a week, and then you're taking that blog content and you are sharing it all over Facebook groups, you're sharing it on your fan page, you're sharing it on your personal profile. And one of the things that I learned from Sandy Krakowski is that blog posts are one of the things that Facebook fan pages is taking a like to. So articles and blog posts. So you guys will see that if you're a part of my fan page, I will post at least one article a day on my fan page, because that is part of what Facebook is liking right now. So why do you want to blog? All right. Because if you are not blogging, you're pretty much homeless on the internet, in my opinion. If you are just giving your replicated website, so meaning, say Heather Lynn at XYZ company or XYZ company dot / whatever, Heather Lynn, that is your replicated website through your company. You're branding your company. You're not branding yourself. Okay. If you are branding your company, what's going to happen if you were to switch companies? What's going to happen if you were to get fired from that company? What would happen if you have a life tragedy and you have to get out of the industry for 6 months and then you want to get back in it? If you're not branding yourself, then it's going to be harder to transition. Okay, so you make sure you want to brand yourself. And I'm going to show you ways where you can brand yourself on Facebook. You don't necessarily have to blog, okay? And you're also going to be building authority. When people like leaders, they are attracted to leaders. And that's one of the things that I wanted to bring Heather on tonight for, because she has such a great job at recruiting people. I wanted her to share with you guys because, how she recruits people, because she is branding herself as an authority figure. And not everybody can do it, or it takes practice to get yourself to the point where you are branding yourself because as an authority figure, because some people either don't have the self-esteem to do it, or they think, oh, I only have one downline, I can't be an authority figure. The second you have a downline, you are now a leader. It doesn't matter if you have one person or if you have 100 people, you are now a leader. And it doesn't matter how big or how small your success story is. As long as you have something to show people, even if it was one new lead a day, even if you got a new lead or you got a new, potential prospect, that is a success. And when you start posting stuff like that on Facebook, people are going to now start to pick up on the fact that you are now an authority figure, and they will be attracted more to people of authority. So Heather, I would like to take this moment to let you speak and share with people like your story, basically whatever you want to share with them, but let them know how, because I know that they were really excited to come on tonight to hear you talk, because a lot of people, that is a really huge problem for them. They're trying to figure out, how am I going to bring on new downline? And I know a few ladies that are on here right now that they're really struggling with getting customers and they're getting downline. So if you could go ahead and share with them. Ladies, if you don't mind, if you could just find the mute button, that would be really awesome. Not out of disrespect, just because we could get the background noise away. And then we do have a group chat, so feel free, as we're speaking, to type in the group chat. We will do a Q&A at the end, and we can open up all the lines, and everybody can, we can take turns talking. So Heather, if you want to go ahead and share with the ladies how you get customers, and things of that nature.
All right, I will start off. Hey guys, I'm Heather. Nice to meet you. Just a little bit about my background. I went to school and spent $27,000 to be a medical assistant. That is originally what I wanted to do. And I had spent the money, and I got out of school. And when I got out of school, I worked for a doctor, and everything was good. And then I started having anxiety attacks at work. And the doctor never gave me any inkling that I was going to be fired, nothing. He called me at home at 8:30 one night and said, hey, can you come in for a meeting with our distributor? And I said, yeah, do I need to dress up? He said, no. I go in that morning and we sit there for 30 minutes. And he's like, well, I guess he's not going to show up. I'll go ahead and just tell you. And I said, okay. And he says, I'm going to have to let you go. You're too sickly. And I said, really? I had never been fired from a job in my life. So long story short, we had 5 children at home. I think there were still 5 of them at home at that point in time. So just a little bit of my background. I went with a girlfriend. I tell this story because I went with a girlfriend to look at a house, and she was going to rent a house. And this young, old 60-year-old, I call him young, man by the name of Bud Schwint, asked her if she couldn't afford the house. And he said, would you like me to tell you how you can afford it? And I thought, oh no, here we go. Seriously? And he pulled out a card and he had this business. And I said, girl, we just need to get out of here. And he had 4 more houses he wanted us to look at. So each house, he just kept filling us in a little bit of information, at each house. And I'm like, we've got to go. We've got to go. That pyramid scheme, I just can't, I went home and I looked at this opportunity, and there was something about this opportunity that I loved. I loved it that it was ground floor. I loved that I loved everything about the concept and the idea. So that night I enrolled 4 people. By the second month, I had 400 people on my team. But in order to do that, I stayed away from family and friends basically at that point, and I took to the internet, which is where my internet marketing and stuff comes in. So I started joining groups, and a lot of people don't know that back when Eric Worre, before he was real big, he used to come in the groups, and I had actually been able to talk to him a little bit. But that's kind of my background, and I just took to groups and I found them on my own, and I just started spamming my links in the room, and they're like, no, that's not how you do it. We all learn the hard way. And I was fortunate enough to meet a few good people that taught me a lot. So basically, what I did was I branded myself in anything I did. I think it's very important, before I kind of go into some steps of how I do it, that you consider being confident, not conceited. I've had some people tell me I'm conceited. When I make that leaderboard in my company every week for a straight 4 months in a row, you better bet I'm posting it. Just like Heather said, people like authority. People know what I'm doing in my business. People are like, man, how is she doing that week after week after week? And they start coming to me asking me questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? So be confident, just not conceited. You need to post your accomplishments. You need to let people know. You need to celebrate. That is just something that I've always just believed in. So basically, I'm going to go over some steps of how I recruit and some things that I do that I think will help you guys tremendously. And I do most of mine on Facebook. I have a YouTube channel. I have Instagram. I have Twitter. I have all of that. But what I mainly do is I drive all of that traffic back to my Facebook. I love Facebook. That's where I started, and that's what I like. So if I'm posting on Instagram, or everything is branded with my Facebook page, my business cards, whatever I have got, it's branded back to my Facebook page. If you have a blog, you may want to brand your blog on there. But you always want people to know how to find you. So basically, the first step in recruiting on social media, I'm going to use Facebook because that's my prime one, is deciding whether you're going to use your personal page or another page. My opinion is that I've always used my personal page. Okay, a lot of people are like, well, I have my kids' pictures on there. I have this on there. That's what you want, guys. You want to be personable. I have a lot of friends that are very leery of adding people, and I'm like, there's a block button. Look at their profiles. Make sure there's, I've not had a lot of problem with men unless they're from another company, and I'm just uppoint and honest with them. Married 15 years, happy sexually. If you're not here to do business, we don't need to talk. You just got to learn how to be upfront. I don't have to block a whole lot of people, and you don't want to block people. I see this time and time again on Facebook of everybody like, oh, they added me to a group, I want to block them. No, that's not how you do it, guys. You don't do it. You take that time to get in their inbox and say, hey, I noticed you added me to your group. I don't appreciate that. I'm not sure who you learned your marketing from, but we don't like that. So please don't do it again. Try not to block people on your Facebook. So you're going to decide whether you're going to create that personal page or if you're going to create a new one. If you create a new page, you're going to run into some problems if you're not just starting out in your business, because people are going to think you've got a fake profile. You're going to have to add friends. You're going to have to network, and you're going to work twice as hard networking on a new page, in my opinion, than you are starting off with your own personal page. My philosophy is if my family and my friends want to delete me because of my business, this is what makes money. This makes my world go round. They've got my phone number. See you, bye. That's the way I look at it. When you are, I would hope that you guys are in groups. on Facebook. If you don't know about groups on Facebook, you can go to the search bar, and there's work from home, there's direct sales, there's, you name it, there's thousands of them. You want to join those groups. You want to read the descriptions and kind of see what's going on in there. And you want to go in those groups. And in those groups, you're going to find people that want to network. You're going to find pictures of people that are going to say, hey, let's network, add me. Those pictures you want to post your name on. You want to add everybody there. I mean, you know, look at their profile, be judgmental about it. It's okay, for instance, if your business is only in the US, do you want to add, you know, Canada? You know, you can be specific to who you want. But you need to be adding at least 5 to 10 new friends a day when you're first starting out, okay? That can be, you go into a group and comment on somebody's post and say, hey, you know, I'm new to the group, introduce yourself and say, I want to network. Can you please add me? You'll find those posts in the group day in and day out. If you don't find them, I have a picture, I'm sure Heather has a picture, get with her. We can make your own posts so that you can network and add people. You don't want to just go in and add people randomly. Never go in and you see somebody and go through and click and add people. That's not how you do it. In the end, we want you to really network. There's also a group called 5, the number 5, K, the letter K, friends in 30 days. 5K friends in 30 days. If you're just starting out, you can go in there and weed through who you would like to network with. The reason I say that is because if you go in there and you go and add those people, that group is meant for people to add you. So you won't go to Facebook jail if you're adding people in that group, because that's what it's set up for. Everybody in there is going to add you back. So there's no lagging there or anything like that. When you reach out to somebody or you talk to somebody, I'm going to go over some other stuff here in a minute, but you want to get to know them. Anytime somebody sends me a friends request, I try and say that, but I'm talking, there's days, guys, that I make 50 to 100 new friends. Okay, that's just what I do. I get it on the networking post and I make 50 to 100 new friends. And when they accept me, I try to go in and immediately say, hey, thanks for connecting. I hope you had an awesome day. That's as simple as that. You don't drop them your link. You don't do the business. You don't do any of that. You're networking and you're building relationships, and that's going to get you everywhere. So you just want to, you know, hey, how was your day? What's the weather like there? You know, you'll get a feel for the person. They may not respond back right away, or you may just hit it off and you guys are sitting there and having a 20-minute conversation, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to ask you what you do. They're going to ask you what business you're in. That's your time that you can say, hey, I'm in this business. It's not, oh, I'm in this one, and spam your link in their messenger either. The way I teach is that link, that replicated link that you have, that is important. Only certain people get that. I treat it very special, and only certain people that I think are worthy get it. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. You want to drive them to your page, and you want to post about your business there. So if you're in a group and you're posting about your business and you get somebody that wants information and you say, okay, I'll send you a PM, and then you send them a PM but you don't add them, now it doesn't necessarily go to their others folder. It will immediately click in there. But if you're working from your phone, it could be 3 days with the way Facebook works. But they may not get your message. Or let's say they get your message and you're talking and you happen to send them a sample or something and you go to follow up. If you're not friends and that message is still not there, you'll never find them again. So you always want to add that person. Why? Because you always want to be on that person's mind. You always want to be in the top of that person's list. So let's say you talk to them about your product and they're like, well, I can't afford it this week. Oh, okay. But you add them onto your personal friends list, and then you make a post about your product and they're like, oh yeah, I remember, I was going to order that. There she is. I found her. And they'll more than likely message you. You guys, you've got to be upfront and in everybody's face. Just like I tell people, McDonald's, how many times do you see their ad on TV? Okay? We can't afford to do that, but that's what Facebook is. Facebook is your big ad manager. I mean, it's wide open. You just have to be in front of people, replaying in front of them so that they get to know you. You know, I kind of went over stay away from religion and politics. Be positive on your profile. When you post, if you're posting in a group, you always leave your link out. I never give that. Probably different if you're like Heather. Heather puts hers in there, but it's different for her because she doesn't have 30 different products that you really need to be knowledgeable about and pass on to people. I know that I'm in a weight loss company, and I don't want them to just go to my link. And the way I describe it is, if I put my link in a room with 23,000 people, 1,000 people could have looked at my link. Would I ever know it? Nope. Would I ever have to follow up with any of them? Nope. There's my door that closed that I could have built 1,000 relationships, and I could have added 1,000 friends to follow me on my journey to see what I was doing later down the line. And out of those 1,000, I probably could have had 800 of them. You know, that's the way I look at it. So you always want to, you know, just, I don't do my link in the room because I never know who's looking at it. It's just something I was taught long ago. You lose leads that way. You never know who sees it. You have no one to build a relationship with, to lead sales. And this is how I do it. I live in a town of 100 people. So if I had a movie theater here, and this movie theater played the same movie over and over and over and over again, they would go out of business because everybody had seen it. Same way with your link. You keep spamming it in those rooms, people are going to see it over and over and over, and they're like, I don't want to mess with her. She's just spamming the link. She probably don't even want to talk to me anyway. And that's how people in the rooms look at it. That's how, and also, 99% of those people that are in those rooms aren't even looking at your link anyway because they're in there to get you to join their business. This is where networking comes in, and this is where you turn the tables and you get to show them your knowledge. I have so many people, and I'm not going to say companies, that will come into my inbox. They will not know I'm with the same company. And they'll be like, oh, well, do you want to do this? Do you want to see that? And I'll be like, well, hey, how was your day? It was nice talking to you. Do you just spam everybody like that? I'm just very upfront and honest. And some people will block me or they'll apologize. And I'll say, well, you know, I think you're going about it the wrong way. I'm a lot like Heather because I like to kind of teach people. I just don't want to make a career out of it. I want to teach my teams very well. But when they come into my inbox, instead of blocking them or putting them down, I use reverse psychology and I turn it all around. Next thing you know, they're joining me because my product's better, because that's just what I do. I take every opportunity that I talk to anybody, and without putting them down, I try to turn the roles around into my court. And I don't ever take no. No is not right now to me. But I don't bug people. No is not right now. I have people I talked to 8 months ago that are joining me this week, okay? It happens to me all the time. It's the compound effect, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Basically, it's the full-time job. When you're on social media, it is an absolute full-time job. I am posting in groups. I am looking for posts to post on. I am doing the active. I'm doing the passive. All day long, 24/7, unless I am sleeping, that phone is in my hand, and I am doing some sort of activity on Facebook. Very rare for you not to see me on Facebook. A lot of people won't see me on my personal profile, and they'll be like, are you okay today? Yeah, I was just in the groups all day. Be consistent with your posts. People in those groups have been in those groups. And you have to remember, if you're new starting out in a group, I've been in them for almost 2 years now. 2.5 years, somewhere around in there. 2.5 years building relationships. I've branded myself. People know me. People know me from my pictures. And so that's just kind of what I've done. Don't post and run. And what I mean by that is if you don't have time to answer posts, don't post. Because if you go in a room and post and 10 people have responded and it's an hour later and you haven't responded back to them, I mean, I'm 20, 30 seconds at the most. And why? Because I've worked in customer service all my life. And I'm like, well, if she can't respond to my posts, I don't want her as a leader because I probably never be able to get a hold of her. You know, I mean, it took her that long to respond to my post, or it takes this long to answer a question. I had an upline in another business. literally an hour. An hour. When I start a business, I want you there mentoring me. I want you there holding my hand so that if I have a question, and that's where the fear is broke down. That goes into a little bit of leadership in what I do. And that goes into duplication, as Heather was talking. You have to be a leader. So as soon as you join a business, my advice to you, whatever business it is, know your compensation plan. Know your policy and procedures. Know about your products. Know about everything you can. Then the first thing I do is I take that leadership role and I create a group. Whether I have anybody or not, I create a group, and then I create videos, step-by-step videos, how to sign a person up, how to log into your back office, how to do whatever it is they need to do. So if I'm not there, they can come in and go, wow, this is all laid out for me. I can watch this video on my time, that video on my time, and it duplicates the process. So you just need to think of customer service. We're here to take care of the people. So you've got to think about those things. You know, how long it takes you to respond to a post, how you're talking to people. I'm brutally honest, but I do it with a lot of love. And some people, you know, just love it that I'm brutal and honest, and that's why they're still with me. But that's the basics that you need to learn are starting out on social media. And I don't know how far Heather has went in her training, but it's you've got to have followers. You've got to be in people's faces. You've got to be adding those people. You've got to have fresh content every day. Because if you're preaching to the masses and you don't change those masses and you don't bring in new people, everybody's seen it. So, which leads me to the compound effect. If you talk to 20 new people a day, just about a relationship, 20 new people a day, add that up and times that times 30 days. That's an insane number of people, okay? If you're talking to that many people, the compound effect comes into play. You may not be getting sales the first month, but by the second month, people are remembering you. By the second month, you've built enough relationship where you can open up and say, hey, you know, what do you think about this? Or you can say, hey, I have this special going on, or whatever it may be. And then the compound effect comes into effect because I've been doing this one business for 13 months now, and I still have people from 8 months ago coming in. People I talked to in the very beginning that are still coming in to this day, that are just now trusting me. They know I'm not going anywhere. They know I'm going to be here. So basically, those are the main things that you need to know that I do for recruiting. I never push anybody. I don't, when they ask me for information, I give them the information, and I always follow up. I give them generally, after I've talked to them, I'll give them my site. And when I give them my site, I say, here's my site to research. That way they can look at the information there. I send them a little picture of our ingredients and what they all do. And I say, I'm here if you have any questions. And they're like, okay. Do I message that person back like they tell you to? I break every rule in network marketing pretty much. I think outside the box. But do I follow up with that person in the next couple of days? If they tell me, oh, I'm going to order tomorrow, do I follow up with them? Nope. They know where to find me. I always tell them, you know where to find me. I'm right here. I don't have time to waste with those people. But when you're first starting out, you feel like you've got to grasp and hold on to those new people that come in, like they're your last resort, like, oh, they're my only sale. But if you're constantly meeting new people and you're constantly talking, it's the compound effect, and it just happens. I cannot work my business for a month at a time, and I can still bring people in. So I'm sorry, Heather, I just kind of rambled, but I just wanted to give the basics of what you guys need to be doing when you're starting out, because that is something I do in my groups. It's very important for you when you're starting out in a business. If you don't know where to go or what to do, you have to be a self-starter. If you're not a self-starter, it's very important for people to understand who they're coming in under. I see so many people joining businesses and they don't know their upline or their accomplishments or whatever it may be, and they'll say, man, I wish I would have joined you. But Ask them questions if you're considering joining a business, or don't be offended. Open up to anybody that you are going to recruit and say, hey, you have questions for me about my accomplishments, about, whatever it may be. Show them your passion, and you'll go far. So basically, back to you, Heather.
Well, that was really impressive. Thank you so much, Heather. And it sounds like you were really passionate about everything you had to say, because you were not monotone. Let's just put it that way. So thank you so much. Now, I am going to just address the one thing that you were saying about not posting your link in the groups. I do agree. I full-heartedly agree that if you are posting a replicated website, meaning your company's website that they personally gave you, and is not your own website through a blog, you do not post your link. And the exact reason why is because what you said, you have no idea who is going, and not only do you not know who is looking at your information, but what if they have never heard of that company before, and they go and they look and then they research that company, and people love the negativity, and so the first thing that pulls up is going to be all of the bad reviews. So if you have a blog, which is what I post in groups, I don't have a replicated website that I do because I do this full time. I post my blog articles, because if you were to look at my blog at the very top, this is how it works for me. In groups, I post my blog article, and at the very top of my blog, I have a capture link.
Exactly.
So I am constantly getting new leads daily into my email box because of my blog content.
Exactly.
And so that's the difference.
Well, and that brings me back to a lot of people using funnels or buying leads, to me, now your site requires it, but our replicated site, they give me a replicated site. I'm sorry, I'm not paying for anything more. I'll use that replicated site. But I had somebody ask me the other day what I thought of a funnel system. I'm like, what do you mean? I am the funnel. I am the funnel. Why do I need a funnel system? I'm funneling them through me. What better way to do it? I don't want to use a funnel, because here's my thing. This is my thinking on it. But you're not network marketing MLM. You are doing something completely different. And, they'll have to understand that later.
But this is for the network marketers, so go ahead and preach it.
So if I go in and somebody says, hey, okay, our company just came out with a system to help us, marketing tools to help us promote our link, okay, or our company. What is it? It's another damn link, okay? But only this link they have to go to. I have to advertise it. Then they have to fill in their name, their email, their address. That's how you get your lead system. I'm just not patient with that. But I've branded myself enough that now I would rather go talk to them personally and get in their inbox and get a conversation going and have that record of their message. So when I do go to follow up, there are people in there and there's a record of that message that I've had a conversation with. I'll ask somebody for information about their company, and it's like, well, here's the site. Wait a minute, I got to fill out this form to get it. Yours is different, Heather, because when I went to yours has the whole story right out there, everything. But I'm just talking about, oh my goodness, don't get me started on that. It's just like, why would you pay and do that if you have your own, if you can do it? Now, if I needed, here comes the train. If I needed leads and I was in a different type of business, then it would probably be smart for me to do, if that makes sense. But when you're in direct sales or network marketing, affiliate program, you probably might want it for. But when you're in direct sales, that's what direct sales means. It means direct. That means you to them, direct, I guess, in my mind. So.
No, I agree with you. If you are in affiliate marketing, you need to capture leads. And, within my industry, because I was promoting network marketing for many years. and I am still technically with a few companies, but I don't promote them. I promote my mentorship group. So I am becoming a full-time mentor / teacher. So it is different for me because I have to capture those leads. So I can then follow up with them through my email. I can then find them on Facebook, things of that nature. So it is different, but I'm glad that you explained it in the way that you explained it, because I am not trying to teach you guys how to become a mentor. We are trying to teach you guys how to become network marketers. So it's different. But, I did put on my notes email. And I'm glad you brought up to that point, though, because I'm not going to go over email. Because now that I think about it, you guys don't need to capture links. You don't need to capture leads, because what you need to do, what I found worked best was and it would be best if I could do screen share, which I can, but I don't want to take it away from what I'm talking about. But if you guys can picture your Facebook profile right now, okay? And just picture your Facebook profile, and there is a way where you can categorize your contacts, okay? There's a way that you can categorize, you can put all of your prospects into one group, not a physical Facebook group, but a group within your friends list. That way those could be your leads, okay? Or you could do a paper trail. You could write down the people that you've spoken with. That way you know how to follow up with them. Or you could do like what Heather said, you could just go back into your inbox and you can go through the last 3 days of who you spoke with. Exactly, your paper trail.
All of them.
Yes, you can do it however you see feasible, where that is what's best for the network marketer. That's not affiliate marketing, that's for multi-level marketing. So I'm not even going to go into that, okay? But
a little bit about the email. I've never done the email, but now that I've started my own business,
you will want it.
I'm going to do it. Why? Because I can send out specials, when I can have my return customers. Pretty much when you're working in network marketing or direct sales and you have that replicated site, if you're in the product business, that's all on record there for you. You have their emails. You could do a mass email these days in your back office or whatever it may be. And I have never been one big on emails, because I would rather pick up the phone and talk to them, or I have Messenger. And I'm telling you, in this day and age, people would rather text than talk to you on the phone. People would rather message you on Facebook. So I write all of my stuff down, especially if I've sent samples or this person's interested in the business. I'll write their name down, I'll write the date, etc., and then I can follow up. But it really depends, I think, really on the type of business you're in and what you're doing, because just now starting out in my new business, that's huge. When we go to events, I do drawings. Why? Because I want your email. I want your email so I can keep you coming back and tell you about the special. So that is something new to me that I'm starting to do, which is very important. I think it just is kind of which importance level it is to who. For you, absolutely very important. But for most, they have that record, and I delete them all. I don't even look. I need to unsubscribe to a ton of them. That's just me, though.
Well, what I've personally found, and I was actually going to go over it with you, I would look at who you are following as far as your email list. If they are just a top earner in a network marketing company, then yeah, unsubscribe. But since you're starting your own business, what I would do is I would stay a member, and this is something I want to go over with for you guys who are network marketing. Go and find the people that you look up to, who you can benefit from in the industry. So Heather may benefit from an actual entrepreneur, somebody who has their physical own product. You ladies who are in network marketing, go subscribe to every top earner that you look up to So you can see what kind of messages they are sending to you. And then you can because one of the things that I learned from Sandy Kukowski is you want to know everything that there is to know about your niche. Okay. So one of the things that I did was I signed up for every entrepreneur that I look up to, so I could see how they draft their emails. Not so I can do them verbatim, not so I can copy them and mimic them, but so I could see what types of posts, what types. I'm following them on Facebook, so I can see what content they're posting. I'm subscribed to their email list, so I can see what kind of emails they're sending out, because what they're doing is obviously working. Now, you want to make sure that you are not just signed up for anybody's email or just, liking anybody's fan page, because then it gets, a little, you're getting a little, like, you're getting, mixed signals. You're getting, this person's doing it this way, but this person's doing it this way, and you're like, well, what do I do? And you don't want to do that to yourself. But one of the things that I would do is I would connect with leaders in your niche, okay? Because when you're following the people, I would recommend following them on Facebook, maybe even setting them to see them first. I don't know if, Heather, if you have any downline here and if you ever told them about that, or if you don't even agree with me, but I would definitely set them to see them first, so you could see what kind of posts that they are posting, because Facebook is like a science to me. One of the things, I've been working on my fan page really, really wholeheartedly lately. I do both. I do my fan page and my business page, and my fan page is starting to like skyrocket. So one of the things that I found is my posting between my fan page and my personal page are very similar, okay? So as far as engagement, what you want to do is you want to keep your engagement very high, because when you are getting people to know, like, and trust you through commenting, posting, or commenting, liking, and sharing on your posts, you are now reaching. So imagine you have a quote graphic that you posted, and Sally Joe from down the street is liking that post. Well, now her friends you're getting organic reach, because now it's showing up in her news feed that she likes this post. So you're getting more organic reach. And before you know it, you're going to have more people following you. You're going to have more people inboxing you. It just really works that way. So what I've noticed is in the morning, I post a quote graphic, and I get a ton of reach that way. And I do this on my personal profile too. So I will do a quote graphic in the morning, just like an inspirational image, a motivational image, or something funny, or just something good morning, and then I post a little blurb with it, just something that inspired me about that post, and I do it in the morning, and I get a lot of reach that way. And then, I will follow up with people throughout the day, and then around like 10 in the morning, between 10 and 10:30 in the morning, I will do my first Facebook Live. And then me personally, I don't have a lot of interaction with people throughout the day, because they're like either busy with their kids, or they're off shopping, or at work, or whatever. So that's when I will work on my blog posts, and I will post them in groups. That's when you guys could be posting, if you have a replicated website, that's when you could be posting your business opportunity. Or if I personally like to teach people to post value. So if you have valuable information that you like to share to the groups, something to draw their attention and something to get them to, so whatever it is that makes you different from all the other people who are spamming the group, so something to draw their attention to you, and then link them back to something, like Heather said, either your Facebook profile, your Facebook fan page, or your blog, or your cell phone number or something, because that is the way to really start to network with people. And then you need to figure out Are you going to do a paper trail? Are you going to capture emails? You know, there's no right or wrong way. Whatever works for you is the right way. So, you know, Heather does the paper trail. She does the inbox messaging as her trail. I personally do email and inboxing as my trail. And there's no right or wrong answer if you're going to use your Facebook profile or your fan page. I do both. Heather does the Facebook profile. And I did the Facebook profile for the first 4 years of my business when I was in multi-level marketing. I solely developed relationships with people on my personal profile. I would go into networking groups and I would post friend chains like Heather was speaking of. And that is how I would draw people from the groups into my Facebook profile, and then we would connect. Now I have started to implement when people friend request me, because I'm almost maxed out, so I don't do the friend chains anymore, but people still, you know, I'll go through like birthdays, you know, and if I haven't talked to them in a while, I unfriend them, you know, so I'm constantly making room for new people. But when somebody friends me, I will just quickly send them a message like Heather was saying, and I'll say, hey, how are you doing today? And I'll say, you know, either what do you do for a living, or what inspired you to friend request me, just to get them thinking, and to always end the conversation with a question, so you keep the conversation flowing. Now, one of the things you guys can do to actively prospect somebody, and it's kind of passive prospecting also, but when you see somebody has a birthday, you can send them a voice message, not a text message, but a voice message into their inbox. And who does that? Nobody does that. So they're going to be like, whoa, you know, this person is ordinary. They're sending me a voice message into my inbox. So, you know, you're sending yourself out away from the masses, and you're not posting on their timeline like everybody else in the brother does, and you're not even sending them a text message. You are in their inbox. You are actually sending a voice message, and it will take you a whole 5 minutes, because you have maybe 15 people who have a birthday all on that day, and then you're done. You've set yourself apart, and now you're done, and you can move on to all your other prospecting. So that's another way where you can you know, do some active and passive prospecting also to set yourself apart from other people. You know, if some of you are on YouTube, I do want to go over that just a little bit. If some of you are on YouTube, that could be, instead of creating an actual blog, if you don't have either the time for it. I'm big into blogging, but if you don't have the time for it, or if you don't feel like you are creative enough to write, or whatever the situation is, you could do a virtual blog, and you can even take your Facebook live video, and you can put it on YouTube. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but there is a specific way, and I can send Heather the I should probably make a video on it, but I just resort to the video I found on YouTube. But you guys can even just Google it on YouTube. But you can put your Facebook Lives onto your YouTube platform. And that is something that I've been implementing. Not only have I been taking my Facebook Lives and inserting them into my blog, and then saying, hey, in my email, hey guys, if you missed out on this Facebook Live, here you go, you know. So like, that's how I incorporate my emails and my value. So I am repurposing my content all the time, and that is something that you guys could do also. I don't know how many of you are into blogging or how many of you are into YouTube, but I just wanted you to know that those were options also for you.
I suggest very highly YouTube. I have a YouTube channel that I used to be very active on when I first started my journey with another company, and then I had to go delete all the content on there. And I've been using it primarily for training videos for everybody privately. But with a new business that is about to launch, again, ground floor, be the first in your business to get your videos on YouTube and get all of those followers first. It's not hard. You can post it on your Facebook page. Oh my gosh, I just made my first YouTube video, or oh, you've got to check this out on YouTube and post it on there. Interchange the two. YouTube would be my second favorite, because when I did do it, and that is something I'm going to get back into again with this new company, because it's new and there's like 2-3 videos on there, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm hitting that. Because you want to be that first one. You want to get up there and you want to have all those followers, and customers come from that. And then, guys, I used to use YouTube for reviews all the time. I would send people samples for everybody, all those YouTubers that do reviews. Boy, you get in with one of them and get a review on your product, orders come in because I have so many followers, and that's what they do for a living. They do reviews. Think outside the box, like Heather was talking. If you are in, because she does the emails and she follows, the other people to see their content. If you are in a beauty company, join all of the salon owner groups. Get in there, see what they're talking about, see how they're conducting themselves, see if there's somebody that you might think is open and reach out to them. I think outside the box all the time. In my company right now, don't think that I haven't talked to NFL players, okay? I don't care how little I am, and you've got to start thinking big. You got to start, I used to always say it, and everybody hates this saying, but fake it till you make it. And when I say fake it till you make it, that means don't come in and take 6 months in learning the damn business before you get out there and make your first post. You get in there and you do it, and then when you have a great leader like Heather or I, you don't feel uncomfortable, because you know when you go to throw that post out there, somebody's got your back, and if you don't know the answer, then you can answer it. But that's one of the things that I work on with my team, is that it's simple to, do you need help making a post when they first start? I get them posted on Facebook right away, and I say, as soon as you get somebody that asks for info, let me know. And they're like, okay, somebody's asking for info. Then I will copy and paste so they can copy and paste it there. That's how they learn, in my opinion. That's how they learn the content, the information, the description, how to do things. If I do that with them, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to turn around and do it with their team? A lot of this is all about duplication and having those teams, guys, and building them big to make that big money. That's, I think, what everybody's wanting to do. Same thing, product-wise. Make your little pictures. Have the description on them. Know what's in your product. Know knowledge. That's what's going to set you apart from the other 30,000 unique reps out there, is knowing that 2 or 3 things about one product that may work for something else that somebody else didn't.
Yeah, they're like, I just read something on Facebook where, oh, now my mind went blank. There was a unique product, and I'm not trying to.
Charcoal bamboo mask that's going around.
Oh, the mask?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the mask. It was one of their other products, but it was good for the hair. Oh, their eye lifting serum.
Eye lifting serum. The rose water they use in the hair too, so I don't know.
Okay. And so I'm like, really? So whoever was posting that was something creative, because I would have never known that it was for the hair. And they might be just throwing it out of their ass, who knows? But they're still
you know how many people probably looked at that and went, wow, for the hair?
Exactly. And I'm gonna be actually, I haven't quite decided if I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna launch this either a 4 to 6 part series product, a training series, or I may do a live. It depends on how much people actually want this information, or I might do a webinar like this for the mentorship group. But I think it would be really good for me, because I've learned a lot of SEO, search engine optimization, when it comes to YouTube, and my videos are now ranking on the first page. So because I ended up, I gotta say it quietly because the husband's in the other room, but I ended up buying a training course, and it was all on SEO for YouTube. So, it was like, so now my videos say it's on the first page. So I think that, now that we're talking about YouTube, because I highly think that YouTube is a great platform for people to be getting their videos. And especially, you could make a regular video with your smartphone and upload it right then and there to YouTube. You can make a video on your computer and upload it to YouTube after you've edited it. You can upload your Facebook Lives to YouTube. I mean, it's just amazing. And you can just be throwing all this different content out there. And if you get the SEO right, imagine, and especially when you're talking about getting, and I didn't think about that one, getting your product in front of a reviewer. I need to get my blog in front of a reviewer and see what they have to say about it. But get your content in front of a reviewer, or your product in front of a reviewer on social or on YouTube. My words are not coming out right today, so I apologize for that, guys. But it's just amazing how far.
You can do the same thing in Facebook, Heather. If you've got a beauty product and you join the salon groups, you can go in, introduce yourself, not spam anybody, and say, hey, I'm looking for somebody who's open to trying a product and doing a review. Do you know how many people will just jump on that? I mean, a ton. But then what I would do, because I would have 50 of them comment, I would go in and then I would ask them, okay, because most of the ones we're talking about doing reviews have blogs. Okay, that's where they do their reviews. But you find them in these groups. And so I would go in and tentatively ask them, how many followers do you have? I would check out their blog before I would just send out samples for them to do the review. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that. You just don't want to pick anybody to do your review. You want somebody that's got a ton of followers that can bring you in a ton of business to do that, and you have to check them out and kind of grade them and see where they're at. But yeah, absolutely. But YouTube it's definitely worth it making the channel. I've had one forever. I just don't utilize it like I should. And I saw I haven't got to go over it yet. I want to get more into Instagram, I think, because I want to drive them to Facebook. But I saw some training with that because I started off and doing training on Pinterest and how to get more followers very quickly on Pinterest to where I could throw my ad in there every once in a while on a pin. And it worked. It worked. I mean, it was a video and a training video of about an hour, and it took me quite a while to learn and get it done. But I had never had a business page on Pinterest before at all either. So I'm branching out a little bit, but I still like to drive everybody back to Facebook.
Yeah, when it comes to Pinterest, I am like the biggest ditz in the world. I don't have the slightest clue as to how to even get, I don't even know the website to Pinterest. I don't know how to get on there. And when it comes to Instagram, you could just forget about it. I have tried and I finally just deleted the application on my phone. I want nothing to do with Instagram because it is like the hardest thing to understand. I have taken training courses. I have taken and watched webinars. I've watched YouTube videos. I'm just like, okay, forget it. That's for the birds, and I want nothing to do with it. Just whatever. I'm done with it. So, I think that we have covered a lot of stuff tonight. I really do, and I had fun going back and forth with you, and I want to definitely open up the lines. You guys can unmute yourself. Do you guys have any questions? Not everybody ask at once now. Any questions out there?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. I don't normally do this. Thank you. First of all, thank you, Heather. Two Heathers here.
Yeah.
Heather and Heather, one Heather too.
Oh no, she froze on us.
Yeah, she'll be back. Mine was doing that earlier.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you for being here. I've got a bunch of notes.
Awesome.
so I'm sure I'll have questions. I have to get going here soon.
Okay.
But I did want to thank you guys for coming out, and I'll probably have to get back to you with some questions.
Okay, not a problem. You know how to get a hold of me, Angela. And I'll be right there, always to answer your questions. You know that.
Yes. But thank you to both the Heathers for being here tonight. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Coming.
Okay.
I think we lost the other lady.
We did.
Is she somebody on your team?
She is actually in my company, but not on my team, but one that I've picked up to mentor.
Okay. Because she really seemed to resonate with you, so I kind of had a feeling she was invited by you.
Yes, she was.
Okay. I'm trying to see. I don't think she's. I don't know. We'll give her a few minutes to come back on. Any other questions? Hey, Pam, thanks for joining us. I know you had an online party tonight.
Yay.
That went well. One thing that I did want to end this webinar with is you have to see yourself as getting better. You have to see yourself as the final outcome before you can get there. Okay? So if you want to be successful, you have to envision yourself as successful. If you want to be a leader, you have to envision yourself as being a leader. So once you can envision it, it will most likely happen because you achieve what you believe. And I know that it's just a rhyme. I know that it may sound corny, but it's true. Okay, so I really hope that you guys got a lot of notes out of today's webinar. I hope that this really helped you, and if anything, just inspired you to get out there and bust your butt a little bit more, because we always can try harder. It's just, we can always give it an extra 10% or an extra 5%. Ooh, that looks good, Tara. What is that, a banana? All I see is, and I'm like, oh my God.
Sorry, I came out the wrong time.
Oh, Lord have mercy. That was funny. So I want you guys to know that, like I said, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. And I want to thank you all for coming out. Do you have anything last you want to add, Heather? Oh, good, Tara. You got lots of notes.
I will, and it's along the same lines of you, and it's something I've used for the last year and 2 months. If you change the way you think, you can change your life. And it's not easy to change the way you think. It's not easy to reprogram what we have been taught, or to, if you're having a bad day and nobody's responding, to get out of that slump and to get back and to get into it and to do it. But if you practice what you preach, and if you change the way you think to change your life, it does happen. I noticed Dash came back on, so I was going to give her a second to see if she had questions.
All right. I'm back. The rain over here, and it causes my internet to go out, so I'm back. Yeah, I was going to ask you ladies, I noticed that you brought up in a situation in regards to the YouTube. Now, just to kind of put it out there, I'm actually going to be working on making a YouTube channel. My cousin, in regards to their business, they have a side business where they actually have a car dealership, and he wants to use his website to have other links to different areas in regards to their website, and they want to do YouTube. I love movies and I love TV shows, so they want me to do something like that, but I want to use it also in regards to the fit. You brought up fit, and I said, well, that's the thing I could consider using it to utilize it as well to do that. And when Heather, the other Heather, brought up Facebook Live, I said, well, if I start, talking about, my day-to-day, like you, Heather, already, sometimes by bringing up what you've done throughout the day, how your drink helped you, things of that nature, I can post those as well, or end up to my YouTube channel as well. Besides wearing the shirt, because I do plan to wear the shirt when I do sometimes do a YouTube video sorts of, you know, or whatever. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have it on. And if somebody asks to me in the comments, I'm like, I'm gonna be typing away in the comment section. So I have that in mind. So when you brought that up, I couldn't wait for you guys to ask questions so I can ask you, you know, that's a good way to go down the road. But you've already kind of answered my question when you were discussing it earlier, but I just want a little bit more feedback on that.
You know, you want to do, when you first start doing that YouTube channel, you want to do exactly what you talked about. You want to have a background of fit or a sign behind you. You want people to know what it's all about. You want to wear your t-shirt. You want to have that box. You want to share it. You want to mix a drink. You want to shake it. You want to show them how simple it is to take. But then you also want to pop on there when you just, you know, maybe you're having a bad day or a good day and you're like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what I did today. I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, and here's the reason why, because I have this. You know, like you said, those little subliminal messages you see on mine. Well, everybody saw I rearranged 2 rooms in the house in the last 2 days.
Yes,
You know? So they know that I'm still up, I'm still doing my thing. But when you first start out, that's how you want to start out, by doing that. If you're going to use it specifically for fit, because you can always take those videos down later if something else changes. But see, what you do, kind of like Facebook, you build up those followers. And when you build up those followers, then if you go into something else, you already have those subscribers there. And let's say you have a candle business. Because, girl, people didn't know I've been with the same candle business for a year and 2 months. They just didn't know until I pulled it out of my hat today, because I use it for a discount. So, but it's the holidays. Why not make money with it? Girl, I'm all about the money. You know, I mean, you utilize, but that's part of my thing with multiple streams of income as well. I may have weight loss, but not 20,000 people want weight loss, but there's 20,000 people at Christmas time that want candles.
Yes,
or
me included.
Whatever, you know. So start off small, but yes, you want to brand yourself in that, and it's very important. And I'll go into it with you a little bit. And Heather probably knows quite a bit about it with her SEO thing she's been doing. It's almost like eBay, keywords, the keywords that you use. But also on Facebook, I do the same thing. To stand out in all those groups that I post in, I don't go in and say this and this, or I've got this. I'm like, wow, check it out. You know, I'm in caps, and I'm changing my picture around when I post. I'm changing, if I'm not getting hits on the status that I posted, I'm changing it. You know, I'm constantly changing it up to see what works, and you'll find out which groups you post in where you get the more response, where you build more relationships. So then you can, you know, add 20 groups, post in 20 groups. If you don't get responses out of 5 of them within a week, move those, delete those, move on, and add a different 20 groups.
Yeah, I'm going to take you up on the group discussion you talked about earlier in the training, especially even when we had our video, when you sent me the video message, whichever. I'm definitely going to start that tomorrow. I said I need to find another way to branch out, you know, since the other Heather is on here. She doesn't really know. I'm out in D.C. and Maryland and Virginia. Now, there's another girl who actually lives out in Maryland, but she's like Delaware, Baltimore, and she's starting to build. I didn't know about her until earlier in the spring, summer, that she had started with Fit, and she's starting to really, you know, boost her people. Now with me, it's a little different because, like I told you, it works. Total Life Changes, Herbalife, Arborn, I think International, very well known, but especially it works. That is the one. Any vendor event that I go to, they're right there. And it's just like they all gravitate to that one because, of course, that's the one they lock eyes with because, oh, it works, I know. So I keep doing them because I'm going to continue doing them because the more they see me, oh, there's that girl Fit team, you know, you can't miss me. Not a lot of the girls have this, so you know I kind of stand out in that way. So plus I'm making a lot of great friends and networking in regards to the ones who put together the vendor events, period, the coordinators. Some of them are very interested in my product and they're now asking me, and like you said, I'm going to start doing where I give them a full week's worth. I do that with the vendor coordinators because those are the ones that I know for sure if they like the way it makes them feel, the energy and the weight loss, I can guarantee the next vendor event, Josh, you know, are you interested? It happened. Case in point, I had one in July. And she was like, Josh, I'm having another one in October. Would you be interested in coming on board? I didn't even have to request it. She sent me a direct message asking me, do I want to be one of her people on the list of groups of people who wants to, you know, show their, their product at one of the tables in the hotel. And I was like, yes. So I can see where it's going, and I'm utilizing that in respect to that. But I think there's other things I definitely need to do because I don't have a team.
Well, and here's the thing, and part of the reason with this of me, of being Heather's guest tonight, this is what Heather does. This is Heather's business. I think I told you guys, I think for her social media training side of it, it's $20 a month. It's worth it. You know, if that's something you want to continue to get her training, not that you can't come to me, but I would rather, her and I both think alike, like I said. So if it's something that there's extra there that she can teach you, because I just give to my team.
Yeah, I think I definitely would love to commit to that, Heather. Would love to get information from you later, the other Heather, and just talk about that in detail, because I said I need to find ways to better, perfect what I need to be doing and the things I'm not doing. I have no problem with learning. I'm a fast learner.
And I'll be there for you every step of the way. That's what she does. That's what she's there for.
Yes, because like I told you when we were doing our separate messages, I said, I truly believe what FIT can do. It's awesome. Like, I've got some of my girlfriends, and I said, I have my mother who's been taking all that, and she was a supporter, but she was watching me, and she really wanted to see if it would work for her. That's why she asked her doctor. She's like, can I get the ingredients? I'm very interested, especially the energy, because she's a nurse. She's been a nurse for 35 years. So when I did it, I said, Mom, this would be great for your energy and all that. And she watched for like 6 months and finally came to me and asked me. That's where here's the ingredients. I had already printed out because I said, I know you take medication for diabetes, and I said, I want you to make sure it's okay with your doctor. It's all about your health, and I want to make sure you're taking something that's okay with you, with your body, and your doctor's approval. So I want to, learn more other ways I can help excel myself and better myself. Just
well, and I'm glad that you came here tonight, because that's exactly what's going to happen. You have the passion. You have the drive.
Yeah. Because next month we can do 2 years.
To think outside the box.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
And get you going.
Yes, because coming up on 2 years next month, and I said, well, 1 year came in 2014. Like I said, October 2014 started taking it, and then last October of 2015 is when I became the affiliate. So 2 years of taking the product, a year on, and I'll put it like this: the 1 year where I've been, and I'm not even. And I'll admit it, no need for me to be shameful about it. I'm not a team leader. And I just feel like, okay, this was a learning curve, but this is unacceptable. There's things I need to do and I need to get better at. And just watching a couple of you ladies and watching you, Heather, and, learning something from Heather, the other Heather tonight. And I said, there has to be a better way I need to do this, because I want to go into the next full year not fixing some of the things I need fixing. So I would love to do that training. So I hopefully
I'll have Heather give you the information, and then I'm always there for you too. I'll work with you on a personal level. It's just, and I'm not trying to cut you short, but she is this and this. I just didn't want to get real personal with just our personal things. So,
right.
But yes, definitely, I'll have her add you on Facebook, and then she can, actually, I'll send you information because I have the link. Can look over too. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say. You send her because Heather's an affiliate of my program.
Okay.
And so she can send you the link. And Heather, go ahead and send me Dash. That's your name?
It's Dashinaba. I was probably Dash or D, whatever works for you, or the whole name.
Okay.
It's Dash.
Okay. So Heather, go ahead and send me her Facebook link so we can friend each other, and then whenever you're ready, you can go through Heather's affiliate link, and then I'll get you added to the group. I do offer one-on-one coaching within that group as well, so I feel that you will be able to get to where you need to go if you're coachable.
Okay, sounds great. I greatly appreciate it. I know it's getting late. I see the little cutie bear there. I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want to take up your time.
Yeah, I need to change your diaper.
Oh, thank you, ladies, so much. I greatly appreciate this. This was awesome.
Oh, you're very welcome. And you will also, once you come into the group, you'll have access to this recording.
Oh, okay.
You can go back and watch this, as many times as you need.
Oh yes, because you said that part about the SEO. I was very intrigued by that about the YouTube. I said because we're buying the camera and the green screen, all that to get me set up to start using it by the end of October. So I said all these other little things that go into parlay into YouTube, I need to get very schooled on. So I'm not breaking any rules or guidelines. I don't want them flagging my page. So I said I know it's a lot that I need to learn from that. But I said I'm very definitely interested in learning more from you. So I'm excited.
Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight. And Heather, thank you so much for coming on and speaking. And the rest of you ladies who are still on, thank you for still being here and listening. I know it's been an hour and a half. That's a lot of dedication right there. So applaud yourself on your back for still being on. So I want to just thank everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and end this now. And I will put the recording into the group once it's uploaded. And then we can definitely become friends on Facebook, and we'll get moving forward from there.
All right. Have a great evening, ladies.
Bye-bye, guys.
All right. Bye, everybody.